Hello, everyone. We are live at 5. It is Friday.
Finally.
Thank God it's Friday. November 16th. And I'm Paul Wintork.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
Who's over there? Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Who's here today, Beth?
Oh, one of our favorite people is here. Francis Jue is here from Wild Goose Dreams.
Yeah, at the Public Theater.
Public Theater.
We've loved him forever. And so we're going to talk to him about this new play. But first, today's top 5.
And this world premiere musical has a buzzing cast.
Very
I'm
good.
I'm excited about
Very good.
this.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay, we're
you.
talking about.
Thank you.
Took me a minute.
It's like beat.
It's about bees.
We're talking about The Secret Life of Bees. This is the musical based on the best-selling book by Sue Monk Kidd. Music by Duncan Sheik. Book by Lynn Nottage. Are you excited yet? It's at the Atlantic Theater. World premiere. Are you ready for the cast? You ready?
I'm very ready for this cast.
Tony winner LaChanze.
Yes.
There are a lot of other people, but that's the most exciting part for me. Sek Ensemble,
Yes.
Manuel Felciano, so many good people. Issa Davis, Brett Gray, Anastasia McCluskey, Elizabeth Teeter. This begins. Oh, this is directed by Sam Gold. This is going to be special.
This is
is
a
gonna
thing,
be a hot
everybody.
thing.
Get behind it.
Get ready.
And it should make you cry because the movie made me cry.
And I'm sure you read the book too.
I didn't.
No, I knew it. Previews begin May 12th. It opens on June 13th. So you go to the Tony Awards and then go see Secret Life of Bees. That's how it's going to work out for your schedule.
Wait, when is the Tonys?
You know, in June.
I thought you meant like it was the same day.
No, it's
or
like
something.
June 10th or something. I don't know.
Same week. Same week
Atlantic
at the Tony.
Theater Company, be there.
Right.
Love it. And we have some sad news to report.
That was just really blunt.
I know, I don't.
You're like, I don't. Okay,
I can't make a joke.
William
hard.
Goldman is a fantastic writer. He died at the age of 87. Nice full life. He died on the 16th from complications related to colon cancer and pneumonia. Now, he won an Oscar for the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Right.
Which I don't know if a lot of the kids out. I don't know if any of the Sundance kids watching this know that movie, but you should rent
That's
it.
an important film.
Check it
people.
out.
Yeah.
He also, you do know this, he wrote The Princess Bride.
Which we talk
movie,
about at least once
which
a month.
Everybody wants to become a Broadway musical, and I'm sure there are a bunch of people working on it right now
That's
watching
It was
this.
announced a few years ago that it would be a
They
musical.
announced it 5 years ago, actually, Beth, but
5.
we've given up hope, but we still have our fingers crossed. He also wrote that Misery play. Remember that Laurie
do.
How good was
Bruce
Laurie
Willis.
Metcalf in that?
So good.
Remember? I remember
Yes.
the set. Who
Of
did the
course.
set?
David Corns.
Who did our set?
There you go.
That was a cross promotion. Hi, David. I love that Francis just gasped when I said that. William Goldman also wrote a book called The Season: A Candid Look, which is a very famous book where people sort of revere it as one of the great books about the Broadway industry, and it was all about the 1967-1968 Broadway season. So he has a lot of ties to Broadway. R.I.P. William Goldman.
And the star has been announced for a new staging of a classic tale.
When I say English National Opera, do you think Kelsey Grammer?
Naturally.
Now you do. Yes, you
When
do.
I say Impossible Dreams, do you think Kelsey Grammer?
I do now. So Kelsey
Or Camille
Grammer.
Grammer, or any of them.
Or any of them. Kelsey Grammer's going to be in Man of La Mancha as
Crazy.
Cervantes, right? This is at the London Coliseum, April 26th. It begins, opens on April 30th. This is a big place, London Coliseum. It's a big deal.
It's huge.
Lonnie Price is directing.
Hi, Lonnie.
Hey, Lonnie, how
He's
are you
been
doing?
here.
He's been around. You know Kelsey Grammer. You know him from TV. You know him from Lacage. You know him from, Finding Neverland.
You're right, we do.
Correct. He was in the West End in Big Fish. And now...
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
Right.
So good on you, Kelsey. He's going to be in a big...
Who's Sancho Panza? Who's
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alfonso?
I'm sorry. Let me give you all the... let me
No,
give you
they
everything
haven't
you
said, did they?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
they did.
It's
Oh.
acclaimed opera singer Danielle Denies. I'm sure she's very acclaimed, and I'm sure that's not how you pronounce her name, but I'm doing my best over here. And I don't know the rest
of
of the...
Alfonso was just referred to on Live at 5 2 days ago
Really?
as a tits and rags role by Melissa Errico.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Melissa Errico did.
That's right. Melissa Errico has her own take.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
And we're calling all Sharks and Jets wannabes.
Hey, do you want to be on Broadway? We don't. But
All you have
you
to
want
do
to be on Broadway?
Not really.
Because West Side Story is coming back, and I know you love that show. And this is going to be a big. This is going to be a big production.
new take.
It's going to be very fancy. So, Anne Teresa de Kersmaker, how'd I do?
Great.
Sure.
It's hard. It's hard to say
She
these things.
is choreographing it, and Eva von Hove. How'd I do on that?
Ivo van Hova.
I try.
Yeah.
He's
Ivo van
directing
Hove.
it. It's going to be sort of like a really. I mean, this.
But this is going to be something special. and new.
Expectations are high already on this production because it
Right.
sounds sort of like a reinvention of West Side Story. But keep the music, please. Anyway, they're looking for dancers. You know, they need sharks, they need jets. That's the plot.
That's right.
And so they're going to have a big open call, but they are looking for contemporary dancers of all ethnicities.
Say it louder.
All of you.
Good.
Anyone watching, if you can dance, can come.
And snap.
On December 8th, an open dance call. Sign-in begins at 8:30 a.m. You might want to get there before 8:20. You know, you might want to get there at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
sounds right.
giving some advice. Oh, for men. The men have to come early. The women, 12:30 p.m. December 8th. Sounds like a big
Wow.
day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big day. Where is this happening?
Are you asking me to read the?
It doesn't say. But it says, for more details, email
Email them to find out.
wssrevivalcasting@gmail.com. It's a Gmail.
Very professional.
I could have made that Gmail.
You could have.
Anyway, this is great. It's gonna be really exciting on opening night when we go, oh my God, all those people were cast from that open call we talked about.
That's right. That's right.
So I hope you get there early. This revival is starting December 10th, 2019. We already have the first preview day, even though it's over a year away. It is 13 months away.
It's a big deal.
At a theater to be announced, as they say in the industry. Meaning, we have to wait and see what closes.
Oh wow. Laying it all out there.
And this actor is heading back for a razzle dazzle for the 6th time.
We're talking about Chicago. When we say razzle dazzle, we're talking about Chicago. There's nothing else we say.
Hacha. What's another one?
Hacha, whoopee. Okay. So John O'Hurley's coming back to play Billy Flynn. He will be stepping in for Cuba Gooding Jr., who will play his final performance. Don't get too upset, Caitlin. It's
sad.
okay. On November 18th, John O'Hurley's coming back on
How many
November
times
20th.
has he been in Chicago?
I think 6. I think this will be his 6th.
His sixth.
Sixth.
He's done it on the road. He's done it everywhere.
He basically is Billy Flynn, so they just call
Well,
him.
he's
and
also Jay Peterman. Is that the right?
That's right.
Seinfeld.
That's old.
Seinfeld?
That's an old reference.
Elaine
Yes.
Spross, is that correct? Okay. Sometimes my sitcom references aren't very sharp.
Or current. Yes.
Or correct. So before we go, I just want to say there's all kinds of coverage of The Prom, Broadway's newest
Yay.
hit musical comedy. It's at the Longacre Theater. We did some fantastic photos last night. How much do I love that cast?
It's the best cast. It's the best creative team. Just nice people.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
The producers, everyone. We like everyone involved. So congratulations, all of you, because everyone's buzzing about The Prom today. And we have some great photos going up, some fun. Matt Roden did a fun red carpet challenge. We have some great videos. All kinds of prom coverage today and ongoing.
It's
Right? There's more. We have more things up our sleeves.
just such a great
And we have
musical
a
comedy.
vlog.
We got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. We're invited to the prom. We invited ourselves to the prom with our coverage.
Thank you, Paul.
All
On
right,
that
Beth.
note,
It's clearly
it's been a
Friday.
long week.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Start planning that Thanksgiving meal.
I
Hey, Caitlin, will you tell us
Yes.
more about today's guest?
Sure. As we have Francis Jue in the studio with us today. He is currently starring in the Public Theater's Wild Goose Dreams. You may know him from his Broadway credits that include M. Butterfly, Thoroughly Modern Millie, and Pacific Overtures. His screen credits include Law & Order SVU and Madam Secretary. Tune in and follow him on social media at FJew on Twitter, and leave all of your questions in the comments down below. Please welcome Francis and Paul.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so honored to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. You're fantastic. I love you. Let's talk about your new play.
Oh,
You're
wow.
back on the stage.
Yes.
Off Broadway at the Public.
Yes, my home. I love the public.
How many shows have you done at the Public?
Oh my God, I don't even.
You don't even know. What was your first experience at the Public?
Oh my God, it was Richard II.
Oh.
Directed by Stephen Burkhoff.
Oh.
And
That's very highbrow.
It had Michael Stuhlbarg, and I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm so much older now.
and the Public is so cool now, right? The lobby. And
Oh.
it's so like, you must feel like super like New York actor hip when you're like have a show at the public?
You know, I still am in awe whenever I walk into that lobby
Yeah.
because it's the public. It's, you know, it's for me, it's just the height of New York theater
Yep.
because it's about us. It's about diversity and nonprofit theater as a principle and telling great stories that wouldn't be told anywhere else.
Right. Wild Goose Dreams. Let's talk about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about this play.
Oh my God.
How did this play first come to you?
You know, actually, I was written an email by Lee Silverman. She said, I've got this play I want you to do, and we're doing a workshop of it in Morocco. And
I'm going to Morocco for Christmas.
oh, you're kidding?
Yeah. Did you go to Morocco?
I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was a family emergency. I had to back out.
Oh.
But
that's where they did the workshop?
they did the workshop in Morocco. That's
What?
how fancy this play is.
What is,
And-
oh, my God.
Yeah. And then there was another workshop production at the Public, and I had booked another show, so I couldn't do that. And all this time, I'm asking for a script, and Lee keeps saying, "Oh, it's still in process. Don't worry about it. But we still want you for the role." Finally, I get the script, and it says that I have to be a penguin, and I'm really flummoxed.
Tell me about this.
Well, it's David Henry Hwang actually came to see the show recently, and he said it's like a pot brownie. This show.
It's a theatrical pot brownie.
It is a theatrical pot brownie.
Okay.
It's a love story
Uh-huh.
told from the perspective of a North Korean defector and a South Korean father who sends his family to America.
A goose father. Is
A
that they
goose
call-
father.
Is that correct? That's
Yes.
the term.
Because he stays in South Korea to work and sees them once a year. So he migrates back and forth once a year the way that geese do. So it's a phrase in South Korea.
So it's a thing.
It is a thing,
Yeah.
as well as North Korean defectors being a thing, who sometimes feel so alienated in the modern world, having come from North Korea, that they actually try to go back. Because they're worried about their families. So it's a love story. It's a story about trying to connect and the happy moments that always come with a little bit of sadness and sad moments that come with a little bit of happiness. I think that if you are a parent or if you have parents, this is the show for you because it's really about the separation between generations and I'm having the best time.
And if you like penguins.
I make a good penguin.
So tell me how that fits into all this.
Well-
that the pot brownie part?
It is part of the pop branding part. I appear to my daughter. My daughter is the one who's escaped from North Korea,
Right.
and so I'm left behind. And she feels so guilty about this.
She dreams of you.
She dreams of me, in particular when she's having sex with this guy. And
Wow.
yes, it's really for the family. And she tells a story about having a dream of flying where her father gives her wings, but it turns out that the wings came from a penguin, so she can't fly at all. And you know, Hansel deals a lot with metaphors in the play, and we actually, in a magical way, show all of these metaphors on stage. So I become the penguin father who wants his wings back so he can fly to see her.
Wow. That's beautiful. So I don't want to mispronounce the name of the playwright. What's her name?
Hansel Jung.
Okay. Tell me about her. I mean,
She's-
sounds like an amazing new talent.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She told me that she wrote this play when she was in grad school. She started writing it when she was in grad school, and she comes from South Korea.
Okay.
And was so lonely. She's was a woman. She was not a citizen. She is not white, and she was having trouble finding her tribe, finding acceptance here, and so she tried to write a play that would make her feel better. But she couldn't get this couple together for the longest time. And she said recently that working at the Public Theater, where she has found so much acceptance and support, she finally was able to write an ending to the story
Wow.
where this lead actress can look at a beautiful view of a river from a bridge instead of being in prison, which was the original draft that I read.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it deals with loneliness and sadness, but also hope.
What gets you excited as an actor? What kind of things do you really like to dig into? And you're very seasoned. You've been around
He's
the
calling
block.
me so old.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
It's true. I've done a lot of really weird things.
Yeah.
In my career. And I get excited whenever I get to play a human being, actually. You know, it is still rare for someone like me to be playing somebody that is in an actual human relationship, who actually gets to have human feelings. I mean, in spite of the fact
What
that
does that mean? What do people see you as?
Well,
Why don't they want you to be a human?
I think
in
a lot of
relationship?
people come to see Asians in plays, and it's a little bit like they're going to the circus, or they're going to the Natural History Museum, and they're seeing this exotic thing. It's an exotic experience, you know. But you know, I go to see, you know, Richard III, and I don't assume that all white people are murderous, you know, hunchbacks.
Right.
I think that this is just that story, and I relate to it as a human being.
Yeah.
And so I look for stories where I, you know, am involved in just something that I think people will relate to in a way that also expands their definition of what it means to be human. And this play is definitely that. I mean, there are non-Korean people like myself who find so much to relate to in this play.
Where did you grow up?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you came to like what made you get on stage? I want to hear a little bit of the origin story.
I was probably 5 years old, and I knew that I wanted to be Elvis.
Oh.
In spite of the fact that I
Naturally.
was like really tiny and really Chinese, but I never thought that I could do it. I never thought I could do it. But I started doing shows in high school, and I wasn't brave enough to actually speak, so I danced and I sang in things like My Fair Lady and Oliver.
So I love the dichotomy of you were shy, but you wanted to perform.
Oh, being in a company of people and having a script, and it's the most beautiful thing. It's a really spiritual thing, because we come together and we understand one another. We agree on a text and on a mission. And for me, there's something really spiritual about that. I went to college, to Yale, and I was studying English Lit because my parents said they would disown me if I studied theater.
Wow.
But I was
There
doing
a lot of theater at Yale, obviously.
and a lot of theater, and I met a lot of really fancy people there, including David Loud, who graduated before I did, but he was working on the first New York revival of Pacific Overtures when I was still in school. And he called me up out of the blue. He said, "Are you in good voice? Because we're having trouble finding someone to play the boy in the tree." For the York Theater showcase production of Pacific Overtures, 8 years after the Broadway production. And I said, "I've never taken the train into New York. What do I do?" He said, "I'll pick you up at Grand Central and I'll take you to the audition." He did.
So you weren't acting at this point? Or were you sort of dabbling?
I was dabbling.
Okay.
I was doing shows with people in the theater department, in the drama school, but...
Did your parents know you were doing shows with the...
Yes.
Okay.
After my first semester, they allowed, when my grades came in.
Okay. Okay.
They said I was allowed to do it as an extracurricular activity.
Okay, good. As long as your main focus was not that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I always took it really seriously. I mean, even in spite of the fact that I wasn't taking class, I don't think even now I could take a class in this, because that would be really scary. I don't know what people do in class for acting.
You just do it.
I just do it. I've done my own reading. That Richard II, Carol Shelley was in, and I just watched her like a hawk.
Wow.
I mean, when I met her, I said, if you had done nothing else but play one of the Pigeon sisters in The Odd Couple, I would still kiss your feet, because you are brilliant.
Yeah.
She said, "Come sit right by me," and I studied her. I mean, Earl Hyman in that production.
Oh.
I love it so much. I take it very, very seriously. And so that production of Pacific Overtures got picked up by the Schuberts, and suddenly I'm a union member, and I'm working off Broadway. I took a year off from school. I still didn't think I could do it. I went back to school, and 3 years later, I'm working at the San Francisco AIDS Foundation in their education department. And Meg Simon, brilliant casting director, calls me out of the blue, says, "I'm coming through San Francisco, where we will need a new understudy for M. Butterfly when Alec Mapa takes over the role from B.D. Wong.
So Alec Mapa, okay, oh, I see. Because B.D. Wong opened it. Alec Mapa was the understudy.
Was his understudy.
And then took over.
They knew that.
And then they needed a new standby.
Yes.
Okay.
So I read for her in San Francisco, and months later she calls me at work, and she says, "Can you be here on Friday? We're having callbacks.
Can't they give you like a couple weeks
of the Eugene O'Neill Theater?" And I'm like, "I work at a nonprofit. Who's paying?" She put me on hold, and she got our producer Stuart Ostro to pay for my flight, to pay for a hotel room at the Milford Plaza.
Oh, at the Milford Plaza.
Yeah. I remember that commercial.
Yes,
because there was
on YouTube.
There was like an Asian usher who went like this, with the longest arms.
I remember
at the end of that commercial. And I got to see the show the night before, and I was on the stage the next morning.
How beautiful was that production? I mean,
oh my God!
I love the play, and I love Julie
Perfection.
Taymor's production too. The original production was like just it was a painting. It was like you were in a painting.
It was beautiful. Eiko Ishioka, John Dexter.
Yes.
Never better.
Yeah.
And
wait, but had you done drag?
never.
So you
Never.
because the whole spoiler, the whole point of M. Butterfly is that you're convincing everyone you're a woman most of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'd done some kabuki work in Pacific Overtures,
right.
but that's so different. Everyone knows that that's an illusion.
Yeah.
This one, I was supposed to be believable, and this big nose does not, and slender lotus blossom make. So, in spite of that, I actually got the gig. So I quit my day job in 1989 and came to New York, and since then I've just depended on the kindness of strangers.
Well, okay, so this is a very special week here at Live at 5 because we actually had 2 original cast members of Thoroughly Modern Millie, Mr. Mark Kudish, who, by the way, where is he performing these days?
Next door at the Public
That's
Theater.
crazy.
Girl from the North Country, go see that.
Look at that.
After you see Wild Goose Dreams.
So, I love Thoroughly Modern Millie. I think I've been pretty vocal about this ever since it opened. It's like one of my favorite shows.
Were you at the reunion?
Yes. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh,
that was amazing.
It was the best time.
I know. And what Mr. Kudish, I like calling him Kudish. Just call him Kudish. He's not Mark. What Kudish said is that it was like, he's like, those people could all be doing that show right now. But they said, but I don't want to. But we could all be doing the show right now. That's what he said, right? Is that basically my paraphrasing?
How long ago was that? Like 16, 17 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And so what was it like for you?
When we were rehearsing it, Dick Scanlon and they just kept saying, when you make your first entrance...
By the way, can I just say, you just mentioned Dick Scanlon. Renaissance, the musical that he wrote and co-directed at Transport Group is fantastic, everyone. I think
brilliant.
this is the final week.
So brilliant.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, anyway, that's an aside. So Mr. Scanlon.
He and Michael Mayer kept saying, when you first come on, just be prepared to wait because there will be applause. And I'm thinking, we're just the Chinese guy. No one's, come on. And so I'm backstage, and the band starts playing, and there's just huge applause. Sutton comes out for the opening number, and for 3-4 minutes, she can't start to sing because, every single person, we are the last principals to make our first entrance.
Yes.
And I was just, I girded my loins. I was ready to come on to deadly silence and just start the scene. And the affection that Darren Lee and I got when we walked out on stage was just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
And what was it like being with Harris, your sidekick? Or
you're
her sidekick. I don't know how it works.
If I could work
Mrs.
only
Mears.
with Harriet, I'd be a very happy person.
Yeah.
She taught me so much, and we just made up a lot of really great shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You can say whatever you want. I love it. Okay, I could talk to you forever, but let's. I know we're going over already.
Sorry.
What questions do we have from the fans?
Oh, we got a lot of questions.
No.
Yes. Well, John from Twitter would like to know, how does it feel to play such an important role in a really exciting new show at the Public?
Thank you for that question, John.
What is important about it?
I get really
why do you
emotional.
think this play is important, and why do you want to tell this story?
Partly because it's the public theater, and I hold it in such high esteem. I stand across the street and I look at the building and I'm just in awe of it and the history of that building and what it's done for theater and theater makers. And this new play, with the most diverse company, the most diverse creative team, I'm just inordinately proud of. And it's not, stuck down in some little corner, being produced on a dime. It is. I mean, the public invested.
I heard the set is gorgeous. I mean, I heard it's very. It's a Pop Brownie thing. I know.
My God, it's part of the Pop Brownie thing.
Yeah.
You walk in, and even before the show's begun, it's like you're inside of someone's memory of a family album.
Amazing.
It's a really emotional space. The first time I walked into the theater, after they loaded in the set, I actually started to cry. It's so beautiful. So, working on a premiere of a play by a new playwright, a playwright who is a woman, a woman of color, I couldn't be more proud. I feel like a dad on the show, and I am a dad on the show, because it's a great company of young, brilliant, talented people, and who are so much more talented than I was at their age.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's do one more question. Annie from Facebook wants to know what theater experience left you the most in awe or has stuck with you the most over your life?
First thing that comes to mind.
First thing that comes to mind.
Something that just really got you.
Oh. Well.
Mine is Millie. Go ahead.
Mine is another Janine Tesori musical. Co-written with David Henry Hwang, and also directed by Lee Silverman, who directed Wild Goose Dreams, who also directed Lifespan of a Fact, which is currently on Broadway. And it is the musical Soft Power.
Tell me about Soft Power, because I keep hearing about it and I'm dying to see it.
Which is this fantastic fever dream of a play that gets overtaken by a musical.
But you're in it.
That I was in.
Okay.
It premiered in LA and San Francisco this last year.
Right.
And at the end of the play, I get to stand down center and begin singing a song where I'm asking people in the current environment of this country, of this world, whether we still believe in what we believe in, whether democracy still matters, whether civility still matters, whether kindness still matters. I am playing David Henry Hwang in this play.
Who wrote Butterfly.
Who, very shortly after the 2016 election, was stabbed in the neck on his own block in Brooklyn. And the police believed, the best theory for this attack, was that he was attacked because he was Asian. It was during a spate of time when a lot of Asians were being attacked randomly. And they never caught the person. But, he's put all of this soul-searching into this play. And I start this song at the end of Soft Power, looking at the audience, and I'm joined by the company where we're all looking at the house, and the lights come up in the audience. And 2,000 people a night. It never failed. The response was an overwhelming, tearful, hopeful yes. I have never felt more like a rock star than the curtain call of Soft Power, where people just want to believe still that we are a nation that takes care of each other.
Wow.
That truly is the first thing that came into my mind.
So is it safe to assume you would like to do the show again?
I think yes.
I think yes, too.
Hopes are high that we will be doing it again very soon.
Yes. How's your husband?
My husband, Randy Adams, who just sent me the most gorgeous yellow roses for the opening of Wild Goose Dreams. He's the best.
By the way, even if you don't know Randy, you know his work.
Yes, because he won the Tony for
Memphis. Huckadoo.
And he is currently the producer of Come From Away,
which my parents saw last night.
Really?
My parents finally saw Come From Away last night.
What did they say?
They loved it, and they said it's in amazing shape. They didn't see the first version, but they loved it. They had the best time. So
I'm so proud of him.
I know. You should be.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't want to just produce anything. He wants to produce stuff that I think matters. And so
Sue Frost, his partner, they really
yeah.
get involved in things that they're really passionate about, and I like them.
He's great.
Yeah. So
I
anyway.
never see him.
Yeah.
He's always traveling for work, and so am I. So.
Well, he's successful.
Thank God.
Cockadoo!
Cockadoo.
Okay. Francis, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much,
So
Paul.
the show is running through December 16th.
We got extended to December 16th.
Down at the Public Theater. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every day on Facebook. You can listen to us in a podcast form by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in on Monday when we talk to Ben Vereen about his Thanksgiving concert.